Thank you guys so much for pressing this video. We hope that you guys enjoy watching. We just wanted to say real fast, thank you to all of our donors, all of our sponsors, and all the viewers we had during 24 Hours of TJ. It wouldn't have been possible without you guys. We raised over $19,000, and if you're still interested in donating, please press the link in the description of this video, and you'll be taken to the GoFundMe where you can donate. Every dollar that is donated through the GoFundMe will be given to TJ, so the more money we raise, the better chance we have for a better sign. So please consider donating, and thank you guys so much for watching.
Good morning, Dr. Hardwick. How are you?
Good morning, I'm fine.
I'm Marianne. Continue.
I'm Grazia. And we'll be interviewing you today. You know, just a couple of things, play some games, see what's new in your life, see what's old in your life. To start off, we do want to thank our sponsors, CNC Multi-Services. They are located in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and it's a one-stop for your insurance and license to service DC, Maryland, and Virginia. We also provide tag and title for your vehicle in the state of Maryland and public notary services in the DMV area. Give them a call. If they can't help you, they'll tell you where to go. Okay?
So, I heard that your grandmother was interviewed by Jet Magazine. Do you want to tell us about that?
Sure. Back in 1963 in Greenwood, Mississippi, which is a very small town, maybe about 15-20 minutes from where Emmett Till was murdered. My grandmother, she was a civil rights activist, and she was one of the people who was tasked with going around canvassing from house to house, getting people registered to vote. And when she actually went to try and vote, there was some conflict. But anyway, Jet Magazine interviewed her and asked her how she was prepared to deal with any backlash that came from going in trying to vote. And she told them that, you know, she had given my aunt, which was her oldest daughter, instructions on what to do with the kids and if something happened and all of those things. But she acknowledged that nothing would stop her from going to vote.
Good for her. What was the conflict, if you don't mind me asking?
My grandparents, they owned a lot of land, and oftentimes they had a lot of conflict with the KKK.
Okay.
Her home was burned twice, and they had, you don't call them juke joints now, but they used to call them juke joints.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a little club. That was actually beside their home, and it was actually burned as well.
Wow, that's horrible.
Yeah. But that's our history, and those are the things that make us stronger, because we hear them, we learn about them, and hopefully we will learn from those things.
For sure. Would you say, like, members in your family took after your grandmother, like those kinds of traits and activism and... Yeah, we all try to do our part. Some of us more active than others. I try to stay in the background, but I do get out. I worked this past year trying to get people registered to go vote. But for the most part, all of my aunts and my uncles, they've either been in the military or they participate in some way. They try to do some type of service to mankind. Okay. Do you ever mention that story while you're teaching? You teach history, right?
Yeah, sometimes I do. Mostly I don't. I don't know. My family's kind of we'll do the work, but we don't necessarily have to be praised for the work. So.
That's good. Yeah, for sure. Which subjects and grades have you taught?
I have taught first grade. I've taught third grade. I've taught 7th and 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade. I've taught special ed. I've taught all history courses, with the exception of AP Geo. I've never taught that before, but I taught geography. And I even taught math. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Which grade were you most comfortable, like, teaching with?
All of them, except for first grade.
Why is that?
They're germy. They're, yeah.
That says enough. When did you teach, like, such young grades?
In 97, I believe.
In the Frederick area?
No. I only moved here in 2006.
Okay.
So is that when you started teaching in the 90s?
You trying to get my age?
No.
Yeah.
So how is it with like virtual learning? Because I mean, all these years teaching, and then it's such a
Big
abrupt
change, yeah.
jump.
Well, here's the thing. Virtual learning really isn't anything new. I mean, the computer part is new, but virtual learning isn't new. Long time ago, we didn't have the computer set up, but we had what we call correspondence courses, and they would just send everything in the mail. You complete the work, and you would send it back. You would even have VCR tapes, if you guys know what those are.
Yeah.
You would even have those for your lessons, to go for it. But people look at virtual as being, I don't know, the devil sort of kind of. But the thing is, this day and age, I feel like we don't need to look at it that way. We need to look at it as not a way around what's happening, but a way through to the future. Because if you think about it, more and more schools are going to move to virtual. And I've attended several online classes, different colleges. So it's just going to be a way of life, and we just have to get used to it. And for me, my struggle this year is I got a new prep and really no guidance with that prep. But as far as strategies and things like that, especially when I deal with my GIL kids, I still kind of use the hands-on, except they're actually dealing with the technology, doing the hands-on, as opposed to actually being in the classroom.
Yeah.
So it's difficult on one hand, but I do understand that we as humans, we're able to adapt. We just have to adapt. And it's easier to complain than to just adapt to it,
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I just figure I'm getting old. Why not just adapt to it and just keep moving?
You're not old.
No. No.
But yeah, mentioning that, I feel like even jobs, now that most jobs have gone virtual, their employers are like, well, this kind of works out. We don't have to spend money on them to come in, or, that kind of thing.
Paying people to move to different places, if you work virtually. So I think that's a thing of the future. So we may as well embrace it. And, as students and as teachers should be lifelong learners. Then this is just something new that we just have to learn.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and that's just how it is. So.
Do you have a preference for virtual or in person?
I like in person. I have no problems with virtual, but I do think that virtual is a lot more work than in person. But it's okay. I like a challenge, so it's okay.
All right. You want to take it from here with the next segment?
So, what are your opinions on teachers' pets, like students?
I don't have pets. I don't think teachers should have pets. I love all of my students. Some of them may make me angry every now and then. And that's just because I'm human.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't hold grudges or anything. I think I hold more grudges against things that staff might do than kids. I've had kids curse me out or whatever, but we all struggle. We all go through some things, and I don't know what your day might be like, and I may say the wrong thing, or it might be the right thing to say, but it's the wrong thing to say to you at that time. So I don't really have teacher pets. I love all of my kids the same. Some kids might require a little more love than others, but I don't believe in teachers' pets. I think teachers should love all of their students.
Yeah.
If you weren't a teacher, what do you think would be your career today?
I would be either a civil rights attorney or a school psychometrist.
A school what?
Psychometrist.
What's that?
Person who goes in and they do testing.
Oh.
I actually started working on a master's in that and I stopped. I actually started working on a law degree and I stopped. So, but yeah.
So what do you mean by like testing?
They go in and if a student needs to be tested to see if there are any learning disabilities or anything of that nature.
Okay.
They go in and they do the testing and do the reporting and then they hand it over so they can figure out if the student needs an IEP and different things like that.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Oh, no, go ahead.
what school did you go to?
Mississippi College.
Okay.
Yep.
And then where'd you get your doctorate?
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State.
So
You're
I went
from
to-
Mississippi, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to Delta State University, Mississippi Valley State, Mississippi College, and Mississippi State.
Okay. And how was your college experience?
Fun. I was wild.
Wow.
I was wild. I pledged, aka Alpha Kappa Alpha. Um, Even with me being wild, like in the party and all of those
Mhm.
good things, um, I was still very conscientious about making sure that I got my schoolwork done. I was so wild that I even got into a fight while I was in college, and me and my roommate had to split up or whatever. So, yeah, I was.
Okay.
My in college, they were so much fun. It's just unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
But I always had a focus. So,
That's good. I
yeah.
feel like our generation, especially with like party schools, might
Yeah.
struggle with that focus.
You know what? If you go in with the mindset of knowing this is a party school, I know I got to look at the opportunity costs and trade-offs here.
Mhm.
Now, if I go to this party, I get in late, that means I'm going to have to burn a midnight oil and stay up all night studying for that test.
Mhm.
Or you stay there and study and don't worry about the party. So I think if you go into school understanding what environmental things are there to kind of distract you, understanding how you can go about maneuvering, then you'll be fine.
Yeah, managing your time wisely,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Do you remember what the hardest course was taking?
College hardest course. Oh, I really didn't have any. I'll be honest. Back in the day, I was pretty good with my memory. I could
Okay.
read something on a page and in a book. I could tell you, oh, it was on the right side on 181 at the top at the bottom.
Really? Like photographic memory?
I guess.
Oh,
Back
wow.
then, I didn't really, you don't really think of it like that.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I really didn't have any difficult courses. I was pretty much on top of things. My mom used to say that I was her little diamond.
Oh.
Aw.
Well, she only said that because, well, my sister was smart too, but
Uh-huh.
I didn't have to study.
Yeah.
My sister studied, but I didn't have to study. And I don't know, not to brag, but I don't know what that was, and who gave it to me, and how I got it. But it's gone now.
Yeah.
But high school, college, I could just sit there and listen, and I would be okay.
That's good. I know a lot of people who have that, strength, but I have to like study for hours.
Yeah,
on
me
end if I
too.
want to pass
My
something.
sister was that way. My sister's really smart. She's a nurse. She's really smart, but she had to study. And she would get angry with me because I didn't have to study.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I would apologize to her, but I don't know why I was apologizing to her.
Yeah.
But I just could sit there and listen. And,
Just remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was okay.
How many siblings do you have?
I have a sister and two brothers.
Are they like near you or do they live far?
Nope. My sister lives in South Haven, Mississippi. My brother, one lives in Greenwood, and one lives in Douglasville, Georgia.
Okay.
So we're spread out.
So like your whole life in Mississippi, even like college, why did you decide to leave?
My husband,
Mhm.
his sister was here. Her husband was in the military, and he wanted to change. And if you know anything about Mississippi, the cost of living is very low, but the job pay is very low. And so he wanted to come to Frederick and get another job, and he did. And so here I am.
Here you are.
So have you only been in Maryland since Mississippi or anywhere else?
Yeah, I've only lived here as opposed to Mississippi, but I've traveled to different places.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What other hobbies do you enjoy outside of school?
I like to craft. I'm a big Pinterest fan.
Oh, okay.
I sew. I used to sew more when I was in Mississippi, but I sew. I dabble with drawing,
Mm-hmm.
but those are the things I enjoy. But the thing that I enjoy most is reading.
Reading.
Yeah.
Are you reading a book right now?
I am.
Which one?
I'm reading Barack Obama's new book, The Promise.
Really?
Oh,
I saw that
wow.
at Marshall's the other day, and I was like, should I get it? Should I
You
not?
should get it.
I
It's a
want
really-
to,
it's
but
a-
I was like,
you know what?
my paycheck just came in.
I will
Treat yourself.
pass my
Yeah.
copy on to you.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'll be done with it in a little bit, and I'll pass it on. It's very interesting.
Uh-huh.
It gives you a pretty decent insight of what his wife thought about his presidency
Mhm.
and how they approached a lot of decisions that were made while he was in office. So it's pretty interesting.
Did you read Michelle's?
I did. Hers was interesting as well. Her book was more
Yeah.
And so, but I actually passed that on to somebody else too.
Okay.
So,
No, yeah, I read Michelle's, but
yeah,
that's what I was gonna ask you because hers was more like her childhood,
yeah, more personal.
her personal challenges, and all
And
that.
things that people said to her that she
Mhm.
had to, well, it kind of hit her self-esteem, and then she had to rebound from those things like that. So.
Okay, so Obama talks more about his just
He
his
talks more about
presidency.
his presidency. There are some personal things there, but more about his presidency.
Gotcha. Um, do you do anything with the teachers that you teach with, like outside of school? Because once I remember working at Burrs, who was it? Raymond, Spangler, bunch of them came into the bar, and I'm just like,
We used to, like every Friday, we would go somewhere.
uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't really do that anymore. And every now and then I would do it. Of course, I had a young son at home, so
Mhm.
I couldn't really just hang out all the time.
Yeah.
But we don't really do that anymore. We used to. We used to be we're still tight and close, but not like we used to be. But we are close.
But pre-COVID, was it like
Yeah.
every now and then? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fun. What is the weirdest job you've ever had?
The weirdest job I ever had, I worked in this place. I was in college where they framed pictures, and you would have to like get all the dust off of the mats and stuff before they could put the frame on it.
Really?
Yeah, and I would be looking, and I didn't see any dust. But every time you would put the glass on top of there to frame it, there was something there.
And you would do this hours on end?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh
Weirdest
no.
job I ever had. And the first opportunity that I had to leave that job, I did.
How long were you there?
I worked that job maybe 6 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I worked at a COVID testing facility, actually with Samiak, and we would fill vials like for hours and hours, and it was the same vials, twist, drop in the box, twist, drop in the box, and it got so repetitive.
And so boring.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do once you retire?
I'm going to try to get me a job at Walmart so I can get a discount. On
That's specific.
That's smart. That's smart.
I don't want to do anything stressful.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't care if I got a job as a greeter saying, "Good morning, welcome to Walmart."
Uh-huh.
I don't want to do anything stressful. I want to enjoy my retirement, and I just want to craft.
Okay. All right.
How was your life in high school?
I was pretty popular.
Okay.
I can see that.
So let me start off with that.
I was pretty popular. I had a pretty decent high school experience. Like I said, I didn't have any issues with academics. I had a lot of friends. My parents were the type of parents who didn't allow us to like stay at somebody else's house.
Mhm.
So we
Yeah,
always
same
had
here.
friends at our house.
Mhm.
And I went to ball games. I did the same things that you guys do, except we didn't have a cell phone or any of those things. So, but pretty much the same things. So,
You didn't deal with too much stress or anything?
no, some of the things that you guys have, the pressures, the sexual pressures, the drug pressures. That was where I'm from. This would be a small town.
Mhm.
It just didn't exist for me. I mean, it may have existed for somebody else, but it didn't exist for me. The only thing you may have heard about is somebody smoking marijuana, but then if their parents, they called it reefer. But then if their parents found out about it, they would tell,
Yeah.
somebody else's parents about it. And,
Everyone would know
yeah,
eventually.
so
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. Everybody knew everything about everybody's business.
Would you say that those pressures stem a little bit from, technology nowadays that we have and social media? Because,
I
like
think
you said, you
somewhat.
didn't have it back in the day.
I think somewhat, but we have to understand our society constantly changes. New generations, you're exposed to different things. Even if there was no social media, there would be something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I just truly believe a lot of people blame social media for a lot of things, but we have to understand a lot of people hide behind social media, and people are who they are. So at some point, people show who they are, whether they're behind social media or not. So I just think social media makes it easier and quicker.
Okay. All right. Relating to that, like with drama in high school, do you have students often coming to you with drama, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, they come and tell me about it all the time.
Uh-huh.
I don't say anything. I listen to them.
Okay.
And if I feel like there's going to be something physical, then that's when I might go to a principal. But if they're just letting off steam and I know it, I just let them talk.
Would you say a lot of students confide in you?
I would.
Do you think there's a reason for that?
Yeah, I try to make them feel comfortable. I try not to judge people. And if I start to feel like I am judging students, then I drop back and I think, why am I so much better than them to judge them?
Mm-hmm.
And then I get back on track. So
Okay.
I think they feel comfortable because they know I won't judge them when they tell me certain things.
That's good. Yeah. What advice would you give to society or our generation specifically?
Your generation, put on your big boy drawers and your big girl panties and take on the world.
It's good advice.
The only thing that can stop you is you.
Yeah.
The only thing. You have access to everything that you need. So you got to go out there and get it. It might be tough getting it, but you put on those big girl, big boy pants and go get it.
Okay.
Ask for help. People will help you.
Yeah. My mom says that.
Ask for help.
To not be afraid to ask for help.
Even if you don't know somebody, ask for help. They'll help you.
Okay. Moving on to hybrid COVID-19 questions. So how do you think your first week of hybrid school went, like for you personally?
For me personally, it was fine. I had taught at the middle school during with the virtual school anyway.
Oh.
So it was fine for me.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people struggle with it, a lot of teachers struggle with it, but it was fine.
So you were used to it mainly?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I took a little training Frederick County had for virtual teaching, online teaching, and it was pretty informative and it was a pretty good class. So I was fine with it.
With the snow and everything, you only got one day of hybrid, right?
For
Like in person.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And how was that?
It was confusing. I had kids on the screen, kids in the class, but I must say, my kids made me feel okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sartaj even said, "It's okay, it's okay." It's been confusing because we've been getting different schedules.
Mm-hmm.
We have a different attendance to do, one for in person, one for virtual. But once I got through the first day, in my mind, I started to kind of figuring out how I need to approach this. So I think I got it figured out. So I'm okay.
That's good.
Yeah, because first day I was crazy.
Is there anything odd that you think that you won't get used to, with the regulations and the distancing and all that?
The masks.
Yes.
I'm double masked today, but I bought these little things from Ocean 4 that you put in so you can breathe.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. They're here.
Oh, gotcha.
And they actually work, so I'm getting better with the mask.
Mm-hmm.
I wear it because I want to protect other people.
Yeah.
But nobody can see my smile, and I smile all the time.
You do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we could tell with your eyes.
Yeah.
There's a word for it when
It's
you
like-
smile with your eyes.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know. But I
So
know
if
something.
you smile with your eyes, you can show somebody that you're angry with your eyes, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Frown
that's
a
it.
little.
Okay, so we have to be careful with that. Right?
So tell us about your children. You have only boys, right?
All boys.
All boys. Wow.
My oldest son is 30. He'll be 31 in June. He works right now for the DEA, but he will be transferring over to Secret Service in a couple of months.
wow.
That's huge.
He was involved with the riots at the Capitol,
Okay.
so he has some firsthand experience with that. He's a graduate of Bowie State,
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
and he tells his mom that he loves what he's doing, so I'm very proud of that. My middle son, Jacoby, he'll be 24 in June.
Mm-hmm.
He is in Costa Mesa, California,
Okay.
and he is doing what he's doing. He works, but he's doing what he's doing. And I have a 16-year-old at home. He goes to North Hagerstown High,
Hmm.
and he's an honor student, and he is the kid that's most like me.
Really?
hmm He's
In what way?
he's outgoing around people that he knows, but he's quiet and he'll sit there and listen to everything and anything that people say. And you never know. A month later, he'll come back and say, "You remember you said this? What did you mean?" You know.
Mhm.
So he's that kid. So, but yep, I got 3 boys, just about 7 years apart for each of them, and they're all so very different.
You said one was in California.
hmm
Have you visited?
No,
No. Do you
I've
plan
been to California, but I have not visited him
Oh,
there
okay.
yet. He moved there at the beginning of the COVID thing,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
haven't been able to visit him. So
Do you plan to when
yeah,
everything's
absolutely, absolutely.
That's good.
safe? So do you run any clubs at school? Or-
Okay, Black Lives Matters at school.
Oh.
That's a club that we have. Um, but
That's
because
with Mr. Dawes, right?
yeah, we actually started that together.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to do some things with our guild students because we were virtual and their schedule is different. So that was my passion doing that. But I haven't been able to get back into it because of other things.
Yeah.
Model UN, haven't been doing much with that this year. I mean, everything's online, so
Yeah.
it's really not. I mean, I can just put the link there. It's really not much more that I can do
Yeah.
about that. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
What? Who had the idea to start the Black Lives Matter Club? You or Dawes?
Both. They asked us about starting clubs, what kind of clubs, because they were trying to get a lot of clubs to try to keep students engaged. And I actually put down something dealing with Black Lives Matters, and then he had actually written it down or something as well. And so we were in a meeting or something, and it just came up, and so yeah,
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that is good.
yeah.
Was it difficult getting admin to agree?
Nope.
No.
No, that's
Okay.
You guys have an awesome principal. She is
Oh,
freaking awesome.
I have. Yeah, I forgot we
Yeah.
have a new
She
principal.
is freaking awesome. Miss Kibler is awesome.
That's
I know
good.
her from when she was a teacher. I know her husband. She's awesome.
Yeah, Mr. Mintz was telling me that he worked with her like 10 years ago, something
Mhm.
like that.
Yep, she
So
was a math teacher. Her husband was a principal, actual assistant principal at TJ.
Oh wow.
And they have kids, and trust me, whatever she's doing, it's for the best for the students. That's her ultimate goal. So-
she was at Walkersville, right?
Mhm.
How many years do you know?
Oh, it was a while, and she was happy to be at TJ, but she was sad to leave her students at Walker.
Yeah, I can
Mhm.
imagine.
Yeah.
And she was principal there too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
The whole, Black Lives Matter has been something like you teaching history.
mhm.
Has it been a conversation very prominent in, class lessons and all that?
For my guild students, they may ask questions every now and then about some things they don't understand. Like they don't understand how a police officer can't be or wouldn't be charged if they were the cause of somebody's death.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just depends on the situation. They'll ask questions like that because they're looking for an answer. Now, when I had my government students, we did our current events. We talked about a lot of those issues with George Floyd and all those people. We talked about those issues quite often.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily our opinions about them, but what did they signify for our society as a whole? What does that mean for us even here? Nationally and global, we haven't really gotten there yet. We're just trying to finish up media, and then we
Yeah.
get into our
Yeah.
domestic issues. And this is where we have quite a significant number of things that we could talk about. So we will be getting into some things.
Like relating to the Baltimore riots and the rest of the movements and I'd say, I mean, I barely can recall, a lot of it. We were still kind of young.
Yeah.
But what would you say would keep the movements alive, like the Black Lives Matter movement? Because I do feel like it's died down a bit, which is unfortunate, but
Yeah.
I feel like, and this is sad to say, the movement is kept alive and triggered when tragedy happens.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, when we forget about what has happened, then people tend to not speak out so much. But when something else happens, then it revives the movement.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sad to say that, but that's pretty much.
If you think
that's how
about it, it is.
I
Yeah.
look at it. Yeah, that's my evaluation on that. It has to be something tragic to keep pushing the movement. Otherwise, the movement tends to die down.
What would you say our younger generation should do to keep that movement alive, knowing that you've had more experience with these, just racial issues? Because, I mean, it's been in our lifetime, but
Yeah.
for yours longer.
You're going to have to stay abreast of what's going on in the world. A lot of things that happen, we don't know about them. We don't hear about them. And you need to be mindful of those things and get that information out there. Make people aware of these things that we're not hearing. Like with Sandra Bland, we didn't hear much about that.
Yeah.
But it was an incident that happened. So you all have to stay well aware of what's happening around you and to get that information out. And when you get that information out, then you got to work with other people so that you guys can make it known that you know about this and you need something done. You need some legislation or something passed to fix these issues.
For
So.
sure.
Do you think with the help of social media, like, it's improved the exposure of everything happening for the Black
Oh,
Lives Matter movement?
absolutely. The Black Lives Matter. I really believe it grew out of social media. It didn't just touch here right in the United States. It went all around the world.
Yeah.
And had it not been for social media, that would have been impossible.
Yeah.
And I think about the civil rights movements of the 50s and 60s. Just think about had those people had the technology that you have today, what that movement could have done. But back then they had to work with flyers, word of
Yeah.
mouth, church meetings, things of that nature.
What do you think your grandmother would say if she saw what was happening now?
My grandmother would say, being honest, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
That is what she would say. And had she been around when Barack Obama was president, she probably would have said, praise the Lord, hallelujah. That's how she spoke. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you had a close relationship with her.
absolutely.
And what was the greatest, I guess, lesson or motivation or inspiration she ever told you?
No matter where you go in life, you treat everybody with kindness. She used to always say, I don't care if you become a multimillionaire.
Mm-hmm.
You treat the person with one penny with kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
That's really
Yeah.
nice.
And I think we've lost that a lot. We don't treat people kind always.
Mhm.
We say things and we don't realize that some things that we don't think are harmful, our tone, we say those things, but they are harmful and they do hurt people.
Mm-hmm. Or we don't take the moment to. We're often so busy and we
Yeah.
don't take the moment to slow down and recognize someone important in our
Absolutely.
lives, or even a stranger,
And
Absolutely.
I think with everything going on right now, there's more hate in the world because everyone's stressed out or they're just not taking the time to look at what's happening around them.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at a video with the kids during SEL the other day with what's his name? Cam Litch, I think it was. He challenged the kids to just go out, somebody who's done something nice, who's been kind to you, and tell them thank you. I appreciate it. Even if it's just your parents. I told the kids, and I'm guilty of it too. Coming up, I didn't tell my mom, oh, Mom, thank you for whatever. But now, I'm always calling my mom, Mom, I'm so glad you did this to me. I'm so glad you did this for me.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I know you didn't then, but all right. That's my mom.
Yeah.
But we should always take the time, whether it's someone close to us, like our parents, or whether it's a teacher, or even somebody in the grocery store. I go to the grocery store. I see the same cashier every time I go. And she'll tell me, hey, they got so-and-so on sale. I know you like them. Or whatever, And the other day I went in and I said, thank you. And she was like, what? I said, just thank you for being nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That reminds me, I work at a game center, right? And I'm a hostess. And my coworker the other day, she's like, why are you helping the bowling alley people? The workers for the bowling alley. She's like, that's not your job. You're not getting paid to do that. I was like, I know I'm on minimum wage, but like, that's my way of showing my kindness. Like, I'm not in school. I'm not around people that often. I can't really
always have to be paid to do something.
Yeah, and that's the issue.
Else.
Like, it's like you need a reward to go the extra mile,
But you will get a reward. It may not be tangible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But think how you feel when you help somebody.
Yeah, that's exactly how I look at
And
it.
how they feel too.
Yeah. I mean, a student just wrote me out of the blue. She wanted me to look at her project. As a matter of fact, she just won this oratorical, Dia Ja. She just won this oratorical contest. Don't have her as a student. She sent me her stuff and wanted me to look over it. And she was like, thank you so much. And I was like, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
What's a little bit of time?
Yeah.
She had to think something of me to even send it to me
Yeah.
Mhm.
for me to look over it. So, you don't always have to give money or something like that. You can give your time, give a kind word.
Exactly. And sometimes we get so caught up in like, oh, I don't have time for this or I don't have time for that. But in reality, you can take at least a minute.
You
out of
can
your
make
time.
time.
You can
make time for whatever you want to make time for.
Mm-hmm.
So make time for those things you think you don't need to make time for.
All right. So we are going to go on a break and we'll play some games later. But I think this is the end of our question part of the interview.
Question segment, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Of course.
Thank you. We're back. Thank you so much to Raquel Ford for donating $120 during our break and Lindsay Baker for donating $50. Thank you to our previous Power Hour sponsors, CNC Multi-Services. Thank you for supporting us. And this Power Hour's sponsor is Woodsboro Bank. Woodsboro Bank is the perfect fit for families and businesses that call Frederick County home. We've been serving the Frederick County community for 122 years. Our colleagues work every day to be client-devoted, community-focused, and excellence-driven. Visit them at www.woodsborobank.com, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
All right. So I think we're going to play a game called Generation Gap. And we're basically just going to get asked questions about your generation and then mine.
So I'll be the host of this game. So as you can see on the screen right here, Generation Gap is the title. Can you press the next slide, please? So here are the instructions. Basically what's going to happen is the boomer, a.k.a. Dr. Hardwick, and the zoomers, a.k.a. Grazia and Marianne, will be playing against each other and be asked different questions of the other person's generation. So the zoomers will be asked questions about the boomer, and the boomers will be asked questions about the zoomer. And then the first person to get 60 points, each correct answer is 10 points, will be the winner. And if the boomer can't answer the question about the zoomer, the boomer has a chance to steal. So the first one to 60 points wins. So you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah,
You guys are a team, remember, so you guys can talk amongst yourself.
Okay.
Dr. Hardwick, you're in this alone, but.
All right.
All right,
She's
next
more
slide.
All right.
So this is the question for the boomer, Dr. Hardwick. Who is this musician?
Cardi B.
That is correct. Riz, can you keep score, actually? That is correct, Dr. Hardwick. You get 10 points.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't. Okay. All right. Do you press the next?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a question for the Zoomers. Who is this musician? Oh, okay. Look at Dr. Hardwick. Look at Dr. Hardwick.
I know the.
No. Okay.
I know that is. I can't think of the name.
He looks very.
Dr. Hardwick, do you know this?
Jimi Hendrix.
No, you're against them.
Can we still say it? Or?
You guys can guess, of
Because
course.
that is him, Jimi Hendrix. Yeah.
Oh, that's correct. That is Jimi Hendrix. Congratulations to the Zoomers.
Period, Marianne.
No, but I still knew him.
Oh,
I
you
couldn't
gave
think
it
of
to
the
them?
name.
I was telling you.
No, No, she
Feel
didn't.
it.
Well, that's only if they incorrectly answer.
Well, they did.
Doctor, I explained the rules, Dr. Hardwick.
Okay.
That's on you. But there,
That's
next
cool.
time, yeah, just
Give them the point.
Oh,
All right. The next question is for the boomer. Name the Hemsworth brothers. You can press it. Yeah. Name both the Hemsworth brothers.
Liam, Chris.
That is correct. Dr. Hardwick again. 2 points. For
I can't even
Dr.
know.
Hardwick. Now for the Zoomers. What are the names of the Wright brothers? You can press the S in the picture.
they built the planes, right?
Yes, they built the
the
first.
Okay,
the
but
plane.
we're context. Alright,
One of them looks like a genius.
I learned this in history class.
I don't know. One of them looks like a genius. Oh, I was right.
I don't know.
You don't
We
know?
don't know. Can we name one of them?
Oh,
Or-
you do?
You need both of them. Sorry. Yeah, you could guess the second name if you'd
It's a
like.
common name.
George.
George and
James? James?
George and James.
Yeah.
Sure.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Dr. Hardwick, would you like to steal?
Wilbur,
Oh,
yeah.
I would not have guessed
And-
that.
Lewis.
Ooh, so close. It's Wilbur and Orville was the correct answer.
Crap. I knew
Very
that.
far away
I
from
knew that.
James and George. Completely different.
I remember one, I can remember.
All right, next question is for the boomer. What is this cartoon friend group? Look-
Only Zoom?
Look at the zoomers right now laughing at you, Dr. Hardwick.
I don't know.
Yeah, all right, zoomers, would you like to steal?
Yes. Avatar Last Airbender.
That's correct. It's Team Avatar from Avatar:
Team
Last Airbender.
That's my
Zoomers tied it up.
Yeah.
Now for the boomer. Who is this? Oh wait, this is for the zoomer. My bad. Who? What is this cartoon family?
Oh, Scooby Doo looks different
No.
here.
Dr. Harvey, did you grow up watching this show? I need an answer, guys. All right.
No, it's not.
Five.
I know.
They don't look caveman.
No,
Four.
I know. I was thinking.
3,
I've seen
Two.
this. I don't know. Yeah.
1. Dr. Hardwick, would you like to steal?
The Jetsons.
The Jetsons are correct.
I would
10 points for Dr. Hardwick, and the boomer takes the lead. All right, the next question is for the boomer again. What are these shoes called?
Yeezy.
That is correct. I'm very surprised, actually. I didn't know. More hip than I thought. All right, the next question is for the Zoomers. What are these shoes called?
Can we only have one wrong answer?
I mean, you get one guess. So you guys can talk.
I don't know. All
Do they
I
look
think
fa-
of
do
is
they look
Doc
familiar?
Martens.
That's what I
Like,
think. That's what I
that's the
thought
only
of. But
thing.
do you want to guess that? I don't know.
No, they're not Doc Martens.
Yeah, I know, but I don't really have another guess. I don't know.
Tom.
I need an answer, Zoomers.
Okay. We don't know.
Yeah,
Oh. Dr. Hardwick, the boomer, would you like to steal?
I don't know what y'all call them. We used to call them the 50 hush puppies.
I mean,
Yeah,
I guess
really. That's what we used
I-
to call
you're
them.
called
No.
saddle shoes.
We called
Okay,
them
then
50
saddle
hush
shoes is
puppies.
the answer.
So that's
Saddle
I mean,
shoes is the
if she calls it
answer.
something, okay. We'll
I
we'll
would
be
call them
incorrect.
Doc Martens.
I call that
We
right.
call them hush puppies, but y'all gotta remember now, I'm from down south. So you gotta keep that in mind.
We'll give her 0.5, you know.
Oh.
0.5.
Oh,
Big note.
0.5.
Yeah, give her
0.5.
0.5.
Yeah, half
a
a
line.
one.
Okay, this is a question for the boomer.
This is easy.
Who is the lead singer of Maroon 5?
Albany.
Everyone knows that.
All right, okay.
If you ask me the rest of them.
Oh.
We can go a little longer. We have a couple of questions.
Okay.
The rules.
No, it's okay.
I
No,
mean, just
no,
for the fun,
it's
just for the
okay.
kicks, you know.
No.
Okay, now the Zoomers. Who is the lead singer of the Rolling Stones? You can the next.
I should know this. Like, my dad's a huge fan. Oh, God.
Look at the picture too.
Oh. Yeah, I don't. Do you know again?
Jack?
Close, but that is incorrect. Dr. Hardwick, would you like to steal?
Mick Jagger.
That is correct. That's Mick Jagger.
Oh my god!
We still have half the game left. So, I mean, would you guys like to continue just to see the other questions, or?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
won.
keep going.
Make sure you know I won.
Yeah, Dr. Hardwick wins. Yeah, whatever. Kind of respect. I hope Atwell doesn't see this. He's playing this game later.
Oh.
No, I don't. I just thought about that now. Actually,
Might.
He'll probably know anyway.
maybe. Okay, this is for the boomer. Who are the members of One Direction? Are you familiar?
I do know this band, but I'm not a fan of them. I don't know. I don't know who they are. I don't know their names.
Zoomers, would you like to steal?
Yeah, I agree.
Would you like to steal Zoomers?
Yes, please.
I need your answer.
Liam, Zayn, Louis, Harry, and Niall.
That is correct. Those are the members of One Direction. Zoomers, this is a question for you now. What are the names of the members of the Beatles?
Oh my gosh.
A lot of music questions now. I'm thinking about it. Come on, Dr. Hart. You didn't know the members of One Direction?
I don't know these. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know these either?
I know the Beatles, but kind of. I forget, but kind of.
All right.
Okay, you got a better lead than me. No, I only have two. That's better than zero. You have to say those two.
I don't have the weird name. Okay. No, Paul McCartney, John Lennon.
That's all we know.
Dr. Harvard, do you know all four of them?
Ringo,
That was a weird name.
Parky, and John God.
Isn't Ringo the drummer?
I think, yeah.
I don't know.
Ah.
Monkey?
The answer was, someone help me. I think it's Paul, John, Ringo, and George.
That's what it was.
One of them do it.
Yeah. Okay, Boomer, again for you. What is this game called?
Minecraft.
That's
Yes.
correct.
These questions.
Zoomer, what is this game called?
I have that
This will
game.
be the last question. Even
you
though
have that?
I have that game. I don't know what it is.
Dive.
I don't even have a guess.
It looks like shuffle it's similar to shuffleboard.
that is incorrect.
Yeah.
Dr. Hardwick.
Parcheesi?
That's not Parcheesi.
Come on.
Well, I won't reveal the answer because
Chinese
if just in case, well, actually I'll just say it. It's backgammon.
No, I don't play games.
I would not. have
Well, you knew Minecraft.
Well, I only
That's
do that
okay.
because my son said, "Mom, can you buy me this?" I don't know anything about video games or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even listen to Cardi B, but I see her on a commercial. Eat lawful.
Oh, she shows up in the Walmart ads, right? I think she shows up in the Walmart ads or something.
And she got chips too at Walmart. And they
She has her
pretty
own
good.
chips?
Really?
She got these cheddar chips, the Cardi B chips. They good too.
I will not be trying those.
They are good.
I don't like cheddar. I don't really like cheese.
But you get some other time.
Try it.
Fine, I'll try.
Crispy.
All right.
It's crispy.
Well, thank you for playing Dr. Hardwick. Sweeped you guys.
Whatever. We won at heart.
Outro? Oh, you guys want to thank the sponsors again real fast?
Yeah, of course. It's CNC.
Woodsboro Bank.
Woodsboro Bank. All right. We'd like to thank Woodsboro Bank. Woodsboro Bank is the perfect fit for families and businesses that call Frederick County home. They've been serving the Frederick County community for 122 years. Their colleagues work every day to be client devoted, community focused, and are excellence driven. Visit woodsborobank.com, member of FDIC and equal housing lender. All right. Thank you, Dr. Hardwick,
so
for
much.
all the insight, the advice, and the answers to our questions. This was nice.
But before we go, we have a gift for you for coming today.
Considering I freaked you guys on the
Whatever.
Thank you guys so much. I am so proud of each and every one of you.
Thank
I
you
am
so
so
much.
proud.
Thank
So
you.
proud to say that I know you, that I've taught you. I'm so very proud of you.
Oh, thank you.